of email marketing and how to grow your list. Today's rapid fire session is really designed to spark your interest, get you to go, oh, I could do that. None of these techniques are really rocket science, but it's just a really good reminder of all the different ways that you can reach out and include people in your email program. Because if you don't have their email addresses and you don't have their permission, you can't begin that conversation that ultimately leads to a sale. Kind of going old school. Step number 1, use paper sign-up sheets. Keep it simple. Whether this is at the cash register, in your business, at an event, if you're sponsoring something at a trade show or a conference, a simple email sign-up sheet goes a long way to getting people to sign up. And one of the things that you may want to do, nobody wants to be the first person to sign up. And so one of the things that you may want to do is go ahead and write in one name as you start passing that sheet around. When people see that other people are already signing up, they're actually more likely to do that. And if you're going to use a sign-up sheet, one other tip, make sure your boxes are large enough. There is nothing worse than forcing people to write their contact information in tiny little boxes, because then when you get back to your office, you can't read it and you can't use the information. The second thing is ask people. Tell them that you have a newsletter. Again, this sounds silly, but I can't tell you how many times I start working with a company that has hundreds of interactions every month with customers and prospects, and they have an email list that consists of 30 names. If you're on the telephone with someone, get their email address. If you're making an appointment to meet with someone, get their email address. If you are having a conversation about business, get their email address. Now, this does not give you permission to collect business cards at every networking event you go to and simply randomly put people on your list. This needs to be a permission-based list. It needs to be comprised of people who are actually interested in what you have to say. So as you collect that business card, let the person know that you're going to add them to your list and make sure it's really easy for them to unsubscribe. If you're just starting out, start with the people that you know. Even if you think your friends and family may not necessarily be interested in your business, don't decide for them. Go ahead, send them that first campaign and encourage them to share it with others. At the end of the day, your Aunt Sadie may or may not ever really want to buy from you, but the funny thing is that she lives next door to Mary, and Mary's son actually has a business that can use your product and service. And Mary would never find out about you if you didn't send that email at least one time to your Aunt Sadie. Use sidewalk signs. If you have a retail location, make sure that you let people know as they're coming in, as they're leaving, that you have an email program. But as you're asking people to sign up, nobody is simply going to sign up because you say, hey, we have a newsletter. They're going to sign up because they think they're going to get something in return. So if it's a retail store like this, maybe you invite them to sign up to get the daily menu. I get updates from a number of the restaurants near where my office is because I'm always curious, what's their lunch special? Maybe that's something I want to see today. Maybe you offer them a discount. Maybe you offer them an opportunity for advanced reservations for an event. Whatever it is, take advantage of using real estate around your business to encourage people to sign up for your newsletter. Participate in Small Business Saturday. This is a really cool event. It happens once a year. Small Business Saturday is the Saturday between Well, it's the Saturday after Thanksgiving. And this day was sort of established as kind of a small business pushback against Cyber Monday and Black Friday, which are really dominated by the big box chains and the online retailers. And so there's a big push, and it actually was started by American Express to drive people to small businesses. If this doesn't fit your model, look for other events like this where people are going to be, where you're going to have higher traffic, there are going to be more people around, and create a special promotion for people to sign up for your list. So like on Small Business Saturday, encourage people that they'll get an extra discount or a free sample or something in exchange for signing up. These high traffic days are your best opportunity to grow your email list. If you happen to be on a main street and there's a city festival, make sure you're out there during the festival connecting with people even if they're not shopping necessarily with you on that day. Offer an incentive to your employees. If you have a really good email program and that program is successful at encouraging people to learn more, it's in your best interest to have more people on your list. And it doesn't have to be generated just by you. Create a contest. Offer an incentive to get people to get your employees to remember to ask people to join the list. Again, your employee's mother may never buy from you, but your employee's mother's neighbor's son might. And the only way you're going to reach that person is through your team. Bring them into the fold and run a contest or give an incentive. One of the things I really like with Constant Contact is I can create different email lists, and I can create different submission forms that drive people to those different lists, so I know that this person signed up because Luke referred them, and this person signed up because Rebecca referred them. And so I can reward the people who generate the most new contacts for us. Promote your email newsletter on social media. Social media and email are not at odds. They work hand in hand. The purpose of social media is to give you an opportunity to reach a wider community and participate in that community. But in a way, it's a lot like going to a singles bar. You're going to meet a lot of nice people. You're going to have some great conversations. But at the end of the day, your objective is to bring your date home. And home is your website. And home is your email program. It is where you can interact with those people, delivering messages without distraction. No cat videos, no political announcements, and no silly photos of people and what they did on Saturday night. And so one of the things that you can do to help make this transition is make sure that you place a sign-up link on your profile in a page and even in groups and forums on the different social media platforms. And it doesn't have to be everywhere, but it needs to be wherever you are interacting most with customers and prospects. One of the things I really like with Constant Contact is I can actually install an app on my Facebook page. I can connect my company Facebook page and my Constant Contact account. And so it's not a button that requires somebody to leave Facebook. It's simply a join my list button right in the navigation on my Facebook page, and when someone clicks on it, they're taken to a submission form that is still inside Facebook. People can fill that out without ever leaving Facebook. There's also a new option on company pages to change your call to action button. You have the opportunity to make it Learn more, call now, schedule an appointment, donate now, and I would say that if you don't have any specific promotion going on, that you may want to use this Facebook button to drive people directly to your registration link for your email newsletter. The other thing that you can do to integrate social media and your email newsletter is actually share your emails on social media. Every email that you send out has a unique URL. And this is true, I know it's true of Constant Contact. Most other products work the same way. And so when you grab that URL, it's just like sharing a blog post or a page from your website. You can write an introduction, and then you get the headline of the newsletter, the image, whatever your featured image is, and a link. When someone clicks on that link, it will take them to the latest issue of your newsletter. This is an awesome way to demonstrate to a wider audience the kind of content and information they would have access to if they sign up. Just be sure if you do this that at the top or the bottom of your email there is a Join My List option, so people don't just read that issue and leave, but that they have an opportunity to then sign up to get the issues week in and week out. If you're serious about growing your email list and you have a specific offer, social media advertising can be very powerful. I wouldn't necessarily suggest using Google AdWords because Google AdWords tend to be focused when people are more in buying mode. Social media is much more about browsing mode. And there are so many really cool ways that you can segment your audience. One of the things that you can do, and this is really strong with consumer products, is you can actually clone your audience. You can actually upload your email list and then tell Facebook, you know what, I would really like to connect with other people who look just like my customers. And so you can use your email list to find other people that look like your customers. We're doing some work right now for a cooking school for kids and a heating and air conditioning company, and both of these kind of products are ideal for this type of promotion. It's very likely that Mary, who is on my list, is friends with Jody, who owns a home and has kids about the same age. And so if Mary likes my emails, spending a little bit of money to reach Jody and make the same offer to her will have a pretty high payoff rate. Add a form to your website. Make it pretty prominent. But don't just tell me I get to sign up. This is where a lot of companies, I think, miss out. You need to let people know what's in it for them and why they would want to sign up. Stay in touch. Yeah, you know what? I don't really care whether we stay connected. Get the best travel deals. Now you have my attention. And we will talk a lot more about the landing pages and these conversion forms in future sessions. But just keep in mind that if you're going to do this, you've got to be able to tell people what's in it for them. You can also promote your newsletter on blogs. Now, this is a little bit more of an advanced strategy because the first thing that you have to do is you have to go and find other people that are writing on the same kind of topics that you're interested in. And then find blog posts and articles that are relevant to things that you're writing about, and then you place a comment that says, hey, this is great info, I really liked this. By the way, if you'd like more information on this topic, click here, and then you can share a link to your blog or your website. But here's the word of caution, and this is why I really say this is not for amateurs. If all you do is say, hey, this is great, thanks for sharing, read my stuff, ain't nobody gonna care. The only way this strategy works is if you demonstrate in the comment real expertise. These were 3 great tips. Here's a fourth one that we think also works. If you'd like to see others, click here. If you can't add value, if you can't enhance the content on the page, don't waste your time. Share past emails. You know, we've been using email marketing since 2002. That's a lot of content, a lot of good emails, and the people that were on my email list 3, 4, 5 years ago may not still be on my email list, or they may not remember, or they may not have opened. And so keeping an archive of old emails, linking back to it, sharing those old emails from time to time on social media, and not just sharing every single email, using the data in your reporting tab to figure out what was the most popular email. Which was the one that got the best open rates? Which was the one that got the best click-through rates that people really seemed to care about? Go ahead and reshare those. And again, make sure you've got this Join Email List button right at the top. Collect emails with an online survey. We've been doing this now for 7 years. We run the same survey every year. We promote the survey on social media. We promote the survey through friends and other people in the community, asking them to share the list with their followers. We ask the questions, people fill out the survey, and at the bottom we say, hey, if you'd like a copy of our report, give us your email address. And it's been a very effective way to grow our email list and grow it among people who are really interested in what we have to say and the kind of things we're writing about. I can do an entire workshop just on surveys, but the trick is it needs to be long enough that you learn something interesting, but not too long that it feels burdensome. Consider adding a link to your email newsletter in your signature. If you're interacting with lots of prospects and people, either do the Join Our Mailing List button, or maybe put a link that tells people what your last newsletter was about. This week we wrote about insert title here, click to learn more. And so every time you're sending out an email, you're giving people that next step, next step, next step. There's an app for that. This is one of my favorite enhancements to the Constant Contact product. I now have a little iPhone app so that when I meet someone, I can actually, on the fly, add them to my email list. The app is available in both the iTunes and Google Play Store. And not only does it allow me to collect email addresses, I can actually build campaigns from my phone. I wouldn't necessarily recommend that. I still think it's easier to work on the desktop, but it is really cool to be able to, if you're out and about somewhere, if somebody says, hey, I would love to sign up, just hand them the phone and let them do just that. Use text to sign up. This is really cool, and this is really, I think, where technology is going. People they have their cell phones with them, and this is especially good at trade shows and conferences, to have that hashtag right on the slide that says text to sign up. How it works, and again, this is a constant contact feature. My guess is that some other email tools may have something similar. But basically, you go to the contact form sign up, and you choose a keyword. Salon Bella is the word that this particular customer has chosen. You type a quick text message that someone gets when they text that phrase, and which list you want them to go on. And then you publicize the keyword, and so you tell them on your slide at a trade show or a conference or on a pop-up outside your store, text phrase, Salon Bella 2, and this is the phone number that they type in. So they type in 22828, and then the message is Salon Bella. When they send it, just like this, there's the 22828, there's the Salon Bella. They type in that keyword, and then they will get a quick message that says, hey, it looks like you want to sign up for your newsletter list, and it walks them through it. The thing I love best about this is there's no typing in convoluted web addresses, long phrases. They can get right to it and in and out in just a few seconds. QR codes, I'm going to be honest, I'm not a fan. I think that QR codes were a good idea that never caught on. People just didn't know what to do with their QR code. I think you can be just as effective with a simple bit.ly link. But if you're determined to try it, go ahead and link that to your sign-up form. You can use it in brochures and flyers, but again, I think just get a bit.ly link, either your primary website, roundpeg.biz/signup, or if you're going to use a longer form, just use bit.ly to kind of shorten that URL and make it something very easy for people to sign up. If you're printing something, what you want to be able to do is move people from the print world to the online world. And so it makes sense to carve out a little bit of real estate for your email list or your web page. If you are running an establishment where people have to wait, doctor's offices, hair salons, auto body shops, restaurants, if there is downtime, take advantage of the downtime and give people something to do. Let them know they can sign up for your newsletter. Maybe have a printed sample available for them to read and browse while they're waiting. And they can use a QR code or a text to sign up to get them to join your email list. In restaurants, I've seen a lot of people use this and actually reward people when they sign up. They get a coupon they can use when they come back. Use an iPad. People love to play with technology, and so setting up a little iPad or one of the Google tablets with the app right there, so people can just kind of type it in. They don't have to scan, they don't have to read. While they're waiting, while you're checking them out, while they're online, while they're waiting for their food to be dropped off at the table, hey, if you want to join our email list, go ahead and fill this out and we'll get you on the list. If you are shipping product to people and you are sending it in plain brown boxes, you are missing so many opportunities. Consider getting a stamp. They're cheap. They're a couple bucks at Staples that stamps your web address, your email sign-up number, the QR code, something on the outside of the box. This is a great opportunity as that box is passed from person to person to person to promote your marketing messages. Definitely do it during events. Having an opportunity for people to sign up for more when they sign up for the events. It allows you to stay in touch before, during, and after the event. It gives you an opportunity to send them information on other programs that may be of interest to them. Consider starting a loyalty program. And in order to be in the program, people have to give you their email address. And it allows you to do several things depending on how your point of sale system works. But one of the things is that every time someone comes in and they get a punch, go ahead and track it. People who haven't been in for a while, send them an email. My yogurt shop will send me an email at the beginning of the summer. They'll send me a note if I haven't come in a couple of weeks. They will send me a note and tell me how close I am to getting my next prize. There are tons of yogurt shops within a few mile radius of my house, but I always go to the same one because I'm working my way around to my free yogurt or my free shake. Birthday and anniversary clubs. Okay, this works, and again, not in every industry, but in lots of industries. This is a really cool way to drive repeat business. I worked with a florist who created an anniversary club for the grooms. Right at the wedding, she would get the email address, or right before during the planning sessions, she would get the groom's email address. 28 days after his wedding, he gets an email that says, hey, your first month anniversary is coming up. Why don't you send your bride a rose? He'd get the same email with a different flower arrangement at 6 months and at a year, and then he would go into an automatic response, and every year right before his anniversary. Now, did every groom buy flowers every time? No, but because it was so easy, all they needed to click, they didn't even need to fill out any information. She already had their contact info. She already had a delivery address. They could literally just click and buy now, and literally in 5 minutes get that gift and move on. It was so successful. She did one for Mother's Day. She did birthdays. Restaurants do this. I worked with an optometrist who would send reminders for contact reorder forms. I worked with a heating and air conditioning contractor who used anniversary dates to send out reminders for filters. If you have a product that continually needs additional, whether it's replacements or resale, it's something that people buy and buy and buy, get them into some kind of birthday reminder anniversary program so that they continually get told, hey, remember, you need this, and we are the place to buy it. Experiment with pop-ups. Okay, I have a love-hate relationship with pop-ups. On the one hand, they can be really annoying because you're trying to read something on a web page and up comes a pop-up. But on the other hand, I'm going to tell you they work. So I'm going to give you my rules if you want to try this. Number one, do not have it load immediately. You have not earned the right to shove a pop-up in my face. There are ways to set them up so they pop up at 10 or 15 seconds after someone is on the page, or if someone has scrolled down 20, 30, or 40%. We find that if you do that, you don't get as many people who see it, but people who just kind of want to come and go aren't really your customers anyway, so leave them with a good feeling. And someone who has read 3/4 of the way down a page is like, well, okay, maybe I am interested in that pop-up, and they're actually more likely to fill it out. So test it on a few pages, make it really easy for people to X out of it, make it very obvious. And I think you may find that you get some good responses. Make sure that your online payment forms collect email addresses. Even if you don't necessarily need it to complete the purchase, this gives you that opportunity. Once somebody has bought from you online one time, they're more likely to come back to you, especially if the experience was a good one. When you're booking appointments, if somebody is scheduling an appointment with you, get their email address. This is when they are absolutely most likely to give that to you. Can we get your email so we can send you a reminder? Can we get your email so we can send you a follow-up survey? We'd like to get your email so we can let you know when there are other things that come up that you may be interested in. I'm sorry, I cannot book your appointment without an email address. Make it part of your routine. And always, always consider coupons. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't think that you need to discount your product all day, every day. I think that that really cheapens what you offer. But providing people an incentive to sign up, letting them know that you don't do it very often, and this is the only way they can get it. And I know this course is about 30 ways to grow your list, and this is 31, but the last tool is to use a lead magnet. This is a situation where you are trading information in exchange for an email address. Maybe it's a white paper, a checklist, or other resources. And this is actually the topic of our boot camp day 2 session. So tomorrow we're going to explore how to create lead magnets and landing pages. If you have questions, we would love